Okay, guys, so Notorious Prime. Haven't heard of him before, but he's got 11,000 subscribers, and he has done a video called I Tested Banned Airsoft Guns. Now, straight away that piqued my interest. I want to see what banned airsoft guns he tested. And I thought actually as a video, it's probably kind of a good one for me just to give my thoughts on what I think about these banned airsoft guns and if I think they should be banned or not. All right, guys. So, sorry, let me just move this here. So let's start it. Let's see.
If you've ever stepped onto an airsoft field, you know that it's not just a game, it's a culture. And like every culture, it has rules, codes, and unwritten laws.
Like surfing.
But what happens when a replica is so powerful, so disruptive, or so downright dangerous that it gets banned entirely? Today, I'm diving deep into 5 airsoft guns that got banned. And trust me, some of these are banned for reasons you'd never expect. So strap in, check your map.
I feel like this is also going to depend on where, like, is it going to be banned at the sites I play at? Maybe. Is it going to be banned in the UK, in the US, etc.? Like, I've definitely heard from people who watch my channel and said, hey, I wish I could use that. Unfortunately, that is banned. Like, for instance, my Sega 12 SBS, some people have said that it's too overpowered and that sites that they play at don't allow it. So we'll see.
And let's get into the world of forbidden firepower. Let's start with 2 legends of controversy. Imagine walking onto the field with a shotgun that doesn't just fire a single BB, but unleashes...
So weirdly, I have one of these, a Flak 10. I've never really used it, to be honest. Like, I actually had it HPA converted and then ended up breaking it. So I need to get it repaired, but I ordered one twice from Airsoft Innovations, who went bankrupt. They never refunded me the money. And then I basically just couldn't get hold of them because they decided to not exist anymore. I actually then randomly went into Evike Alhambra, like their superstore, and I just saw one of them on the wall and I was like, what is this? And then I went up to one of the guys and said, can I buy this? And he said, yeah, it's actually a red ticket item and you can buy it if you want to buy it, but it's like $500. So it's basically like what it would have cost new. I was actually very unimpressed with it. Like, I kind of expected this thing. I've got a Flak 10. They do a Flak 5 and a Flak 10. The Flak 10 fires 10 shots each go. Gas blow, not sorry, just a gas kind of like reservoir in it. It's quite like the G&G, what's the new one? I can't remember the name of it, but their new shotgun that you can vary the amount of BBs out of it. It just made a kind of not a very fun kind of little pop noise, and there was no recoil, and yeah, to me, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but because it's rare and no one's got it, I kind of went with it. I think it's actually one of like the test ones I've got. I need to do a video on it, but yeah, it was very uncomfortable. It's a bullpup, would take AAPO1 mags.
3 with every pull of the
This
trigger.
is it here.
Sounds like a dream, right? That's exactly what Tokyo Marui created with the AA-12, an electric tri-shot shotgun with independent pop-up adjustments designed to dominate close quarters. When it dropped.
Okay, so sorry, that is an AA-12. He was showing a Spaz 12, and I was like, what are you talking about? So I've actually also got one of these. I've got an SGR-12, which is the version, which is like the modern version of this one. It's not based on a real steel, but actually EMG or Evike have actually copied it. This one looks I think a lot cooler. I wish I'd gone with this one, but I've got the drum mag on it. I've actually not experienced the sites where I've played. They haven't banned it. And again, it's like, yes, it's a shotgun, but it's not giving the recoil that I want from a shotgun. I've actually lent it to my friend Brandon, who's played with it a couple of times. What is the sight post on this? Can you see that riser, that white thing? That is very strange. And someone's put an HPA line in this one for some reason as well.
The hype was unreal. Everyone wanted one. They sold out everywhere. But soon after,
like
reality kicked in. Many fields, especially in Japan, outright banned the AA-12. Why? Because in tight CQB environments, it's pure overkill. Players were getting lit up with triple hits before they even knew what happened. And in a country where safety and fairness are prioritized to an extreme, the AA-12 quickly became an outcast. Even in the US, some conservative field owners banned it, fearing it was just too much firepower for casual games.
I never see them around
anymore. If you thought that was bad, wait till you hear about the Flak 10. Forget 3 BBs. The Flak 10 fires 10 BBs with a single pull. No wind-up from a gearbox. No HPA tanks needed. It runs on green gas, takes standard M4 magazines, and spits out a storm of BBs faster than most players can blink. It made the AA-12 look like a Nerf gun. Field owners saw this and said, nope.
Not many people could get it.
Because when you can unload 10
they didn't really
BBs
sell
at once
any
in close quarters, you're not playing Airsoft anymore. You're basically running a portable BB minigun designed to ruin someone's
me
day.
with my volcano.
Next up is possibly the most controversial replica in recent Airsoft history, the G&G Armament Speedsoft Gun 1, or SSG-1. If you've ever seen one on the field, you know it divides opinions like nothing else.
Yeah, it's not my style.
It's just an M4 with a funky tilted stock and a lightweight Speedsoft build.
Yeah.
To others, it's the
Why is he showing pictures of the Flak 10 there instead of like when he's talking about the SSG? For me, it's ugly. I think it's like one of the ugliest guns. I think if you're a speed softer and you just care about performance and that's it, that's fine. I like more milsim. Like I like my replica to kind of almost look real. Like this is the Flak 10. It doesn't look like anything real, but it does kind of have that like could be real look to it. For me, that SSG is just... I mean, it looks like a paintball gun.
Of everything wrong with modern airsoft.
This one.
Sweaty speed softers sliding across the field, mag dumping new players, and generally being, well, sweaty. Some field owners didn't even wait to see how it performed. The moment they saw that tilted buffer tube, bans came raining down. Why? Because they believed it...
I mean, that double action trigger as well
gave toxic players another tool to overshoot and dominate unfairly. But here's the kicker. Under all that flashy exterior, it's just a Gen 2 combat machine with some cosmetic changes.
I was going to say, I don't think it's that
no
insane.
overpowered gearbox, no magical internals. Just a normal M4 with a style built for aggressive speedsoft. Yet, players showing up with an SSG-1 often found themselves judged before
He's about
they
to shoot
even
himself in the
chronoed
finger.
their gun. Imagine walking onto a field with a milsim loadout. Everyone nods in approval. Now switch to joggers, a dye mask, and an SSG-1, and suddenly you're public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
It's hilarious how visuals can change perceptions so drastically. But whether you love it or hate it, there's no denying. The SSG-1 is a replica that created bans purely from its cultural impact.
That's
Before we hit the
N1, I
final
think, that one,
two,
though.
let's talk
That
about some
sight.
dishonorable mentions. First, the Hakatsu Hades Arrow, a literal mortar the size of a grown man's torso. Yes, you heard that right. Someone actually thought it was a good idea to build a launchable airsoft mortar. Mostly plastic, but still powerful enough to be banned from almost every field in the United States and
I haven't seen one of those.
worldwide. Because while it was hilarious to watch, it was also an
Very
insurance claim
dangerous.
waiting to happen. It jammed into the ground like a lawn dart, posed real injury risks,
Wow,
and served no
that
actual
thing's
practical
sick.
purpose. It's one of those inventions that make you go,
I
who the
really
hell
want
greenlit
one.
this? But hey, at least it pushed pyrotechnics and mortar shells
Look
forward
at
in
that.
airsoft tech. Sometimes
literally
bad
is
ideas
just
lead to
a,
better ones. Now we're entering truly illegal territory. The kind of tech that
I've
makes
seen one of
even
these. So the rate of fire on this thing is disgusting. I think like
hardcore
50 rounds a
airsoft
second or
players
something.
pause and say, wait, what? The Piper Strafer isn't your everyday airsoft gun. This beast could fire at 170 rounds per second.
Okay, take that off. I said 50 rounds per second. 170 rounds a second.
Let me say
That's
that again.
not it there either.
170 RPS.
Why is he
For
showing
context,
random
most
guns?
DSG
This
builds
is it.
peak at around 70 RPS, and people already
Look at
think
that.
those are
See the
insane.
stream.
70 RPS sounds like a buzzsaw on full throttle. But the Strafer?
It's like a
That wasn't just rapid fire. It was an unholy tsunami of BBs. And here's where it gets crazier. This monster didn't even have a gearbox. There were
No,
no
it's HPA.
pistons, no gears, no springs slamming forward. Instead, it used high-pressure air to blast BBs straight from a massive hopper through a single barrel. Imagine it as a BB fire hose, spewing a constant stream of plastic doom. Picture
Again, I
yourself
kinda
walking
want
into
one.
a match with a literal mini A-10 Warthog cannon strapped to your chest, raining down BBs like it's an airstrike. But the real twist? The Strafer wasn't even built for airsoft. It started out as a failed police riot control weapon. That's right, it was designed to shoot rubber pellets and tear gas balls at crowds, not to shoot your buddy wearing multicam.
Rubber pellets.
But when
How
it
can you
flopped
fire
in the
rubber
law
pellets at
enforcement
that range?
market,
At that
it
rate?
somehow ended up in the hands of airsoft tinkerers who thought, hey, this would be hilarious on the field. Heavy, bulky, and with controls that felt like operating an industrial machine, it needed a massive HPA tank strapped to your back just to run for a few minutes. It wasn't tactical. It wasn't practical. But when you pulled that trigger, the sheer psychological warfare it unleashed was unlike anything else. Imagine defending a
Yeah, I
bunker,
wouldn't
and
want to play
suddenly you
against
hear
that.
that distinct, deep whooshing hiss. Before you even peek out, BBs are flooding the walls like rain in a hurricane.
You can't,
No field
like,
in their right mind
avoid
would
or
allow
dodge.
this. You'd overshoot entire teams before the ref could even raise his whistle. Players would tap out before the stream even reached them, purely out of fear. And while it's fun to watch old videos of these monsters shredding cardboard targets into confetti, the only place you'll see a straffer today is locked away in a collector's safe, gathering dust next to other relics of airsoft insanity. But just knowing this existed makes you wonder, how far is too far in the pursuit of airsoft firepower? Finally, we arrive at the most dangerous replica on this entire list.
Ooh.
A gun so problematic, so utterly terrifying in its implications,
APS?
that it nearly got airsoft banned entirely in the United States. At first glance, the APS shell-ejecting shotgun looks like the coolest toy ever. You fire, the shells eject dramatically with a satisfying clink, and every reload feels like you're starring in your own John Wick montage.
Oh, you could use it as a real shotgun, I
Them
think.
look cinematic, slick, and deeply satisfying.
Is this the one?
But here's the dark truth lurking behind that aesthetic. The Gen 1 APS shotguns could chamber and fire a real 12-gauge shotgun shell. Let that sink in for a moment. This wasn't just an airsoft shotgun designed to look realistic. With minor modifications, people discovered they could turn what was legally sold as a toy into a fully functioning lethal firearm.
Who decided I'm going to put an
That
actual shotgun rifle
panic at the highest levels.
What is that?
The ATF and US Customs started seizing these replicas by the dozens. Import bans slammed down, airsoft companies scrambled to recall units, and suddenly, the entire community was forced to confront the razor-thin line between realism and outright danger. Because here's the brutal reality of US firearm law. It only needs to fire once to be classified as a real firearm. It doesn't matter if the barrel explodes after, or if the shell destroys the replica.
So it would have done
One
that?
functional shot is enough to land it
Shotgun
under the
as
same
well,
regulations
serious
as a
force.
Remington 870. This is the same reason certain gas blowback pistols you see in Europe or Asia never make it to US retailers. If it can fit a real slide, barrel, or chamber real ammo with modification, it becomes illegal instantly. American firearm laws don't play around with potential conversions. I've only ever seen photos of these APS
well, in the US as well, you
shotguns
can
owned by
get the
collectors
ammo.
overseas.
The ammo is pretty hard,
And
easy
even
to
those
buy.
owners treat
So
them with
in
nervous
the UK,
respect,
actually finding
because
ammo
no matter
for it
how
is
awesome
impossible.
they look, everyone knows this is not something to mess with. At the end of the day, cool factor aside, the Gen 1 APS shell-ejecting shotgun had the potential to end airsoft's legality in America overnight. And that's a risk no amount of realism is worth taking. When you peel back the layers of
if you live in the
airsoft
US, just buy an
history,
actual
you uncover
shotgun.
these hidden stories. Replicas so powerful, so dangerous, or so controversial that they were wiped off the field forever. Some were banned for safety, some for fairness, and some because they blurred the line between
N1.
toy and weapon just a little too much. But it
What was
begs
that?
the question, where should we draw the
RPG.
line? Should field owners have the power to decide what's allowed? Or should
Yes.
players be trusted to use
No,
their gear
if
responsibly?
a field owner owns
Is
the field,
realism worth risking lives, legality, and the entire future
they decide
of
what
airsoft
happens
as
there.
a sport?
The rules,
Drop
everything.
your thoughts in the comments below. Share your
They're taking
stories
the
about
risk.
the most insane replicas you've ever seen. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Airsoft's forbidden arsenal, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Because next time, we're uncovering 5 airsoft guns we need to see in the future. From sci-fi plasma rifles to tactical designs that could revolutionize the game forever. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. This is Notorious Prime, signing off. Stay
Okay, I think that was a pretty cool video. I will put a link down below to his channel and the video as always. One thing I would say is I kind of got a little bit annoyed that he was talking about certain replicas and then it was showing something else. Like, I know what he was talking about, most of it. So I kind of was like, okay, well, I know that's not it. But if someone was just watching this and they were like, oh, hold on a second, that's that. And it's like, no, that's not that. But I really like that style of video. Tons of actually like knowledge, plus it's like actual airsoft knowledge from the past, because obviously that's stuff that's been going through. And a couple of things there that I didn't know about. So that was really cool to see. At the moment, it doesn't seem like there's a huge amount of like banned stuff. Like I go and play at my indoor field, you can't use HPA because of the fact that people can abuse it. I know certain things like Polar Stars like aren't allowed at certain fields, just because people can turn them up, tune them to a degree of, again, like too much. And then actually, apparently my Sega 12s are like, some fields don't like them. It's kind of the same reason, I think, as that SGR 12 and the FLAC 10. But watching this now, I've kind of thought, you know what, I need to do a video on that FLAC 10. I need to probably reconvert it back from being an HPA into being a standard gas shotgun. Although the thing is, it's like a gas reservoir. It's not really gas blowback, so it kind of makes sense to keep it as an HPA. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much, Notorious Prime, and I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.